Meet the Black Iman Gadzhi. Okay, well, actually, not quite. You see, this guy is a bit different. He came from a country called Rwanda in Africa, which I was a little surprised to find out when I was doing the research for this video. For some reason, I always thought he was from one of the Caribbean islands, but he moved to Canada when he was extremely young, and he's never really used his childhood to tell you something, so I'm just gonna assume he had a fairly normal one. The turning point in his life was not actually when his rich father left his mother. Wait, wrong guy. But it was when he got his first job as a door-to-door salesman, and he saw people a few steps above him in the field making big money, and that's when he fully decided that he was going to give this sales thing a shot. So he claims he didn't drop out, but he left school. I don't know, that part is still kind of confusing to me, but he basically left and didn't turn back, which honestly, I wish I could do that. I really empathize with the emphasis that was placed on his education by the older people around him, because that's basically what it's like for me in a Nigerian household. But long story short, obviously he left that job, then he got a new marketing job at an e-com company, then left that to go all in on his agency in the summer of 2020. And now he makes multiple six figures every single month. So what can we learn from Serge and his story? Watching Serge, you always get the sense that he's on the verge of something new and exciting, something groundbreaking. At least I do. And when I contrast that to Iman Gadzhi, I mean, Iman is just repackaging the same $2,000 course and finding a new way to sell it every couple of years. And that's pretty much the extent of his innovation, which, to be clear, is basically just marketing. Serge, on the other hand, you can see his analytical side. When he talks, you can tell that there's been some thought that went into it, not in a calculated way, but in the sense that he has conviction in his thing. Majority of Serge's videos aren't scripted word for word, and looking at Iman Gadzhi's channel, well, now this video wasn't supposed to be a comparison between Iman and Serge, but I don't know, this is the point we're at right now. Now, prior to Serge quitting his e-com job, he had taken a handful of courses on different business models and had come to the conclusion that the agency business model was the best one for a beginner like him. So that's what he decided to go all in on. And if you're watching this video, you probably know how hard it is to go from 0 to 1. I mean, you barely even know it's possible, and you're basically just chasing a dream during this point. And that's what it was like for Serge, because he landed his first client only to realize they didn't even have the budget to run ads. So not long after this, he saw a gap in the market and ended up striking gold. Now, he noticed that agencies and e-com brand owners were getting bogged down by menial tasks like responding to emails, filling out Excel sheets, etc. Just the small, boring stuff that takes literally zero skill while also sucking all of the life out of you. So after finding this service market fit, he was able to hit his first $10,000, $30,000, $50,000 month, and here's where his YouTube strategy would come into play. Remember when I told you he went all in on his agency in the summer of 2020? Well, not even a year later, he would start his YouTube channel and targeted agency owners with a consulting/agency growth offer mix, and it exploded. Very slowly, very steadily, and also pretty ethically too, in my opinion. I watched this video of this guy ranking all of the SMMA gurus, and Serge made it into like the top S tier. The thing that set him apart from the other gurus on the list is that he wasn't selling a lifestyle. All he really was doing was uploading videos to prospects who were either problem unaware and making them aware, or prospects who were problem aware and gave them the solution, which was booking with him and his agency. At the time, it wasn't really too common to use YouTube to sell agency services. I mean, the biggest guru at the time was Iman, and he was selling a course, and this era was off the heels of the success of Tai Lopez, who also was selling a course. So this gave the impression that YouTube is mainly a platform to sell courses and not so much services. But you see, Serge wasn't trying to get inbound leads from YouTube when he started. All he was doing was using YouTube as a sales asset, and he was doing this because he realized a couple flaws in hiring a bunch of VAs to do everything for you. The biggest of which being, they cannot replicate you. So the VAs were instructed to send his videos to prospects if they had any objections or questions about Serge and his service. And because he was dropping like actual straight heat on YouTube, his channel started to grow organically as well. And in a world full of fast edits and vlogs and all these other distractions, he was posting training videos and just straight heat and value. Now, a telltale sign of when someone's videos have so much value on their own is if when they post vlogs, it gets less views than their regular talking head videos. This has happened with Alex Hormozi, Dan Koe, and now Serge Guattari, as we can see. Whereas, not to compare, but Iman's vlogs, they do pretty well. I'm just saying. So this leads us to today. Branding has been a hot topic this past year, especially with someone like Alex Hormozi, the internet daddy himself, pushing it so hard. I think people in general are realizing that the biggest wealth transfer is upon us, and this time you don't need to have a rich uncle or grandpa to benefit. You just need a way to get attention and to convince the people who have your attention to give you their money. And sometimes you don't even need to be skilled to do it. Being skilled definitely helps, don't get me wrong, but for every skilled person, I can show you someone who's as skilled as a toddler at painting. Kylie Jenner, $1 billion valuation at the age of 21. Rihanna, $1 billion valuation for her company at the age of 33. Mr. Beast, $500 million net worth as of filming, and he is just a YouTuber. Now, reeling it back in, Serge for sure saw the importance of branding, especially since he's a huge fan of Hormozi, and so he basically decided to go all in on his personal brand, which allowed him to hit $600K a month and make millions of dollars every single year. Now, his YouTube funnel is simple, as is the case for most online gurus, because they want it to be as easy as humanly possible for you to buy. Except the thing here is, because his offer is so high ticket, he can't just sell it like it's a lamp on Shopify. So at the moment, he runs webinars, which is where he'll drop some sauce and sell to people at the end. And he can only do that because people trust him, and he's built up a lot of goodwill in his audience. So the process goes a little something like this. You watch a video and hopefully enjoy said video. Then you click on the sole link in his description, put in your information, and start getting emails from him. It's through these emails that he primarily promotes these webinars, and sometimes he'll promote the Webbies on his other socials, like directly on YouTube or even Instagram. And he also might talk about it on Twitter too. Then at the Webbie, he'll sell you on his thing, and boom, hundreds of thousands of dollars within the following weeks just from one webinar. At the end of the day, this video is subjective. There are probably many people out there who have a good experience with the guy, and some who've also had bad experiences, but I think what really sets him apart from other people is that he doesn't sell a dream. I mean, sure, he started vlogging a bit more, but that's not the main thing he's using to sell his program. So regardless, whether or not you like him, there's definitely something to learn from the guy. And same with Iman Gadzhi. Now, if you've been watching my 21 Days of Holiday Hustle series, you'll know that I switched up the video style a little bit today, so let me know if it's a yay or a nay, and I'll see you tomorrow where I'm going to be talking about the lesser known Daniel Fazio, co-owner of Client Ascension and Listkit. This guy is a beast, and I'm excited to dive into his story and his YouTube funnel tomorrow. See ya.